Improvement cannot be achievement by challenging yourself all the time. A new challenge would want to make something creative around a single idea, a genre. Different ideas come to my mind after seeing the template, but not all the ideas were useful, and selecting one between 100 was not an easy task. I either discarded some ideas where showing the movement was impossible for me, like on this one from Air for Escape, where I just think on the cosmic long concerts or the beautiful landscape, but mixing both of them was almost impossible for me. Other ideas like this one from the medieval times were discarded even when I liked the scene, because I was sure that someone was going to do this, and I want to do something unique. Ideas of trains like this one from Harry Potter were discarded just because the train was the first thing that came to my mind, and it said that the first idea must be discarded. And other ideas were too complex for this short amount of time with my equipment, like this Evangelion inspired theme. So in the end, I stayed with this Life is Strange idea to represent a moment from a game that I love. With the idea on paper, it was time to put this inspiration to the concept into a 3D space. So I played the game to get references of what I can add to the streets. And after playing a little, something was clear for me. Arcadia Bay is supposed to be a small town. So do something simple was the key here to keep appealing to the game. Simple 3D models and simple digital hand-painted textures will do the trick that the game did. And finally, some images from the game, like the whales, will save me a lot of time. Lucky of me, I find this 3D model of Max online, but I was still having a challenge to do, the animation. And turns out that we live in a world that technology helps us, and plus allows me to do the same thing that a mocap does, transfer motion video into motion data for a 3D model. So it was easy, just record myself and upload the video to the site, and it's done. Sadly for me, the rig that the 3D model had was a little weird and had extra bones. So the motion data doesn't work as I expect to. I need to rig Max by myself. I make a simple rig. Sadly, the rig for some reason didn't work on the site. With this simple rig, I just do a simple animation. Max it, listening to music, and then suddenly watching surprise to the dead whales. Then, after some tweaks, it was the render time. 3 days to relax, because it's always good to take care of yourself. And finally, this small break was over, and it was time to combine all the render passes. All the ticks were small, but I did a little of means, give you this sensation of deep, and make the lighthouse look more far away than it is actually on the 3D scene. Extra shadows to make more contrast, make the sky pop out again, and subtle camera imperfections like bloom and a little of grain makes the render more realistic, and finally a little of color correction, and the piece was finally done. And if I learned something during this small journey, was that sometimes keep it simple is best, because I think that if I wouldn't choose this and choose another idea, I wouldn't have the time while playing the game to think how even in the game the storm was so strong that no matter, in the end, at one point that storm is going to end. The only thing that you need to do is keep going forward and forward, facing your fears or problems along the path, because if you keep doing that, at the moment that the storm ends, everything is going to be better. And I hope that you enjoyed this video, as I enjoyed doing this simple 3D scene. Let me know if you want to see the other scenes that I have in mind, or another idea that you can suggest to me, because at this point my life is a mess. Have a good day, and hopefully I will see you soon with my ideas in more order. Just remember, the storm will end soon. Just keep